if I die tomorrow. I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no serve. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
What is up? What is up? What is up?
Hello.
What's up, party people?
Hello, guys. How are you?
It is Tuesday minus one of our musketeers.
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Seabass, enjoy your day. Your break. Feel better.
Yeah. Hopefully he feels better soon. All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So, as always, we gotta do a couple quick announcements. Otherwise, Seabass is gonna get at us. Please go check out the Kickstarter for We Stuck at Comics. They're at, I want to say, close to $4,000 at this point. They've been crushing it. Please go check out the link. It is in the description. Shout out to everyone at, like Wayward Raven, like Seabass is in there, like everyone who touched that comic. Like, shout out to you guys. You guys have been crushing it. As far as me and my Twitch channel, I am currently still doing Twitch, but because I'm working on my new work schedule, it's going to be a little hectic for the next few weeks. I'll keep you guys posted as that comes along. The Medusa's Cascade Collateral Damage Podcast introduces a new episode every single Saturday. If you guys are not listening to it already, please go catch up. The ARC episodes are coming out soon. They're a little later than we expected them, according to Tommy, but he gave us part 2 of the Bosco and Moores and Ty heist job that they were doing. So it's been really fun if you haven't been listening already. Also, go to Inbeon Studios, the YouTube channel, and check out the animatic trailer that has come as a result of this. More to come in the few upcoming months, and the animation project full swing in 2023. Be sure to check out Seabass's Patreon page to see everything he's been up to, everything he's been working on, and more of Koncrete Kombat. I think he's working on chapter 2 currently, and that should be coming out soon. Did I cover everything? I think I covered everything.
I think you did.
All right.
Well, I feel like if that was quick, Seabass it always seems like long. I guess because we tease him at the same time.
So you know what happens is, one, we get in here and we fucking shit and shenanigans from the jump and shit and shenanigans. But then Seabass has to figure out like announcements, like how to work it in and then make it all flashy and catchy. Yeah. I pretty much like ran them off like I do on my Twitch channel. I literally just have announcements in my head that I like routinely just have, and I do.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
But we are fucking joined by 2 guests, one of which has been on the show before, and he loved it so much that he had to come back. Friend of Vmac, Flacco, friend of the show, Flacco. And we also have...
Welcome.
What's up?
And we also got her boy, Justin.
Justin will be right back.
All right, we'll grab
him in a second.
Thank you for the invite again. Appreciate it.
Listen, man, I'm here for it. You guys had a fucking blast last time you guys were here, so I'm here for it.
Now, we're talking today, guys. If you don't know, the last 2 episodes of House of the Dragon.
What, you did episode 9? I didn't catch the last live, so
your headset is staticky.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you. Now? It's staticky.
It's just coming in. It's coming in staticky.
All right, give me a second.
Yeah.
Try now. No.
A little better? No better.
No.
All right.
Okay. Figure it out. We'll figure it out in a second.
Always tech issues.
But yeah, we didn't get to talk last week's episode.
Liz. What's up?
Hey, Liz. We didn't get to talk last week's episode because we were wrapped in our finales for Rings of Power and She-Hulk.
Indeed.
Which was freaking awesome.
Also, gonna put it out there before we even get into House of Dragon. Go watch Black Adam. Holy shit.
Oh, yes.
Surprisingly, like that shit gets my seal of approval.
So what's interesting is that like essentially which we all wanted, from which we all figured The Rock was going to want, was that the audience rating is like 90 something. And that's all he cares about. He does not give a shit about the critics as long as the audience is happy.
That, again, he is the people's champion.
Like, I will say, you guys know I had no high hopes in any way. It wasn't even something that was important for me to watch, but surprisingly, was better than I expected it.
I felt like I had to nitpick if I really like.
Was the Superman cameo at the end like stupid, or it made sense?
It made sense. It made sense.
It only makes sense if it actually goes somewhere.
Right.
This is the thing about DC. They do so much crap, it never goes anywhere.
Henry Cavill went on DC's Instagram and he made the announcement, whatever have you. Spoilers if you guys haven't seen that. You know. I
mean, they leaked it.
They leaked it.
Yeah.
You guys already know the deal.
Let
me see.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, you're muted right now.
Yeah.
Unmute.
All right. Do you guys hear echo or no?
A little bit, but
you hear a little bit of echo, but it's better than that staticky.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna run it through the camera.
All right. Cool.
All right, cool.
All right,
and you have headphones
on. There's too much echo. I'll try and find a headset around here.
Copy.
Jeez Louise.
But yeah,
like is that my name or
what happened?
Because I was teasing him. Jeez Louise.
Oh, but yes, Black Adam, totally worth it. Go watch it if you haven't. Like,
right,
I still don't know what this means for the DCEU. Like, it's still like one of those things. Like, here's this good thing as a result of all the shit. Figure it out.
All right, can we not jump into Black Adam spoilers? I still haven't watched it.
No, we're not. We were just talking. We were waiting. We were waiting for you guys.
Yeah.
It was.
Just to give a thumbs up if you're good to come in. All right.
Welcome, guys.
The gang's
welcome
all
to
here.
Thenerdsoftheround. Welcome. Flacco, you need to fix your sound.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Val's gonna get on you for it.
I'm sorry. I can't do it.
I'm gonna mute out right now. I'm gonna find a headset.
All right.
All right. You want to keep shooting the shit, or do you want to jump right into it?
We can jump right into it. I mean, I'm ready. Y'all ready?
You want to hit us with the spoiler warning and give Flacco a little bit of time? So
I mean, I did write something this time.
No, we definitely got to get the tone spoiler warning for those who have not seen House of Dragons.
All right, we see a headset.
I see a headset. I see a headset coming in. Let's see if it's crispy enough for me.
We'll see.
But thank you guys for having me tonight, man. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time. I'm an avid fan. I actually read the books, so during the pandemic. So
nice.
The pandemic brought a bunch of hobbies on. So I feel like I wanted to do something like this. This is great.
Did you read Fire and Blood?
This is the Space Force.
Yes, I read Fire and Blood. So I'm actually I'm watching this from a different point of view, and I was like explaining that to my other friends that watch it that didn't read the books. I'm like, it's definitely you're waiting for things to happen, and it's like what's gonna happen, but I we'll get into it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Wait, go ahead.
Good. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can work with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Xbox headset. We got to go Turtle Beach on.
Yeah. All right.
What's up, Greg?
Tone.
Are we doing this?
I think we have to do it.
Yeah. Do the spoiler one, bro.
I think we gotta hit him. Hold on. Let me grab the banner.
Just a little background. I put Gaddy on to Game of Thrones, so he can't different.
All right, here we
go. This guy, man.
All right, here we go. So we're doing our spoiler warning. For this, I actually wrote something down because I figured I didn't want to do episodes 9 and 10 off the cuff. Figured there's too much good stuff going on. All right, here we go. So we are talking episodes 9 and 10 of House of the Dragon, the Green Council and the Black Queen. As always, spoilers will be said. The Greens are acting real sus when a council meeting is called, and lo and behold, all the men have been planning treason behind Alicent's back. My man Lord Beesbury called it out and got Bees bodied, dead into the council orb by none other than Lord Commander Incel himself, Kristen Cole. From there, it's a chase to fight fuckboy, nobody loves me, King Aegon II of his name. Whoever find him determines if murder or talking will be the path forward. For a future spoiler, it doesn't matter because Aemon made that decision for us. We also learned that Allison started the Westerosi version of OnlyFans as Lord Laris pulls his Quentin Tarantino impression with a foot fetish. We cap the end of the episode with the Queen Who Never Was shows us why she won't be queen as she kills dozens of nameless red shirts, but won't kill any of the people that matter. Onwards to our final episode, Rhaenyra gives us the biggest what the fuck as she is told her birthright is stolen from her losing her unborn child in the process. Unfortunately, the losses will keep coming. She is crowned queen in front of gods and men with the crown of her father and her grandfather, hand delivered by Sir Eric, not Eric. She sends her sons on a diplomatic mission to the Eyrie, Winterfell, and Storm's End. At Storm's End, Luke sees Vhagar, and at that point, he should have pulled a quick U-turn, like turn down the volume type and everything, but instead sees good old Uncle Blue Eye next to Boris Baratheon. Words were said, nothing got accomplished, so Luke went back to Eric's and tried to go home. Aemond and Vhagar had other plans and played a high-stakes game of chicken with two dragons. Luke makes it out of the storm and sees the sun when Vhagar came out the clouds and made the boy and his dragon a fucking Scooby snack. He knew he fucked up. Let's talk about it, guys.
Let's get into it.
All right, we're starting with episode 9 or episode 10?
We can kind of bounce back and forth, but if you want to kind of start a little bit with episode 9.
First of all, the first OnlyFans, that was fucking hilarious.
I'm gonna get at Allison right now. Viserys, we love you. We appreciate you for what you did. But in the words of Tupac, fuck your bitch and the clique she claimed. I hate my fucking towers, yo. Fuck all the asses.
Yeah, forget the greens, bro. We not fucking with the greens, bro.
Yo, what?
I feel like Viserys is like one of the weakest guys, one of the weakest kings we've ever seen, man. He really like avoided all confrontation until his last breath.
I mean, honestly,
until like his dying day, he avoided all confrontation.
I mean, honestly, he wanted his family to stick together, so I'm not mad at the decisions he made.
He just wanted his family to, At the end of the day, it was just like, can we just keep the peace, guys?
To me, there was a lot of miscommunication on his behalf.
Miscommunication, just straight out not
years. 30
just not saying
years
anything,
of miscommunication. That's some shit that kids talk to the therapist about with their parents.
Yes.
No, I mean, honestly, I feel like Viserys like that type of dude that like wanted to tell a girl like, yo, it's not working out, but he didn't want to tell her to hurt her feelings, and that's what happened with the whole family.
Wow,
super passive, bro. He was super passive, man.
Yeah, like
super passive.
Like I get it, but one thing I really didn't like about episode 9, I'm just gonna be straightforward with it. Rhaenys, dude, they made her seem mad weak. You broke into the castle with your dragon. You killed mad people. You could have just ended the war right there and then.
But then we don't have 3 seasons to go, though. Like, end it there. The whole thing's gone.
That's why they give us that scene with her and Alicent, like to talk about the whole kids thing.
Right? So now you're making House of the Black look weak. Episode 10, you made House of the Black look weak again. When Otto went there and confronted 100%. Bro, Otto could have been dead right there and then.
Weak?
Disagree.
Weak? I don't think weak.
Absolutely not.
No.
She was one of the strongest characters. One of the strongest characters. She really, first of all, she kept her composure while her husband was away. She could have made a terrible decision. All right.
She stood her ground.
She even said about
hold up. I got a part in this take as we have a new challenger approaching. Coming from his live show comes George Medina.
Yeah, what's going on, brother?
Welcome,
We
George.
just got into it.
Flacco, Justin, we're just getting into. You didn't miss much.
You missed the spoiler warning. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to go back and listen because it was great.
I will. I kind of saw your warning there, Tone. I didn't hear it, but I saw you were doing it. I'm like, damn, missing that. I was like, Sam, I gotta go. So yeah, nah. But what's up, fellas? Good to meet you all. So you guys just got into it. I wanted to interrupt. Carry on.
Yeah, Flacco's making some wild claims that Rhaenyra's weak, and Justin's trying to.
Rhaenys is a super strong character, bro. She held it down for her house. She held it down for her husband. Bro, do you see what happened to Uncle Vayman? Bro, that was crazy.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So she held it down. She could have really went totally left. She could have made the decision by herself, and she would have ruined everything. So I think she's a very, very strong piece that the blacks need. They got to keep her, obviously.
Yeah,
I'll bring up the point that was made when Rhaenyra was talking about Daemon. Was like, we don't need like haste decisions. I know we have dragons, but dragons only like I don't want to rule over fire and ash. Like,
right?
I get it.
You know, and Daemon, you know, we all know we've seen all season. Daemon's about that smoke.
Well,
he don't give
everyone around that war council, except for Rhaenyra, is all about let's just kill everybody and then we'll ask questions later. And she's like,
I thought that was so lit.
Like my dad gave me a purpose, and I just want to rule peacefully. Let's try through diplomacy while all this shit's going on. And you see her having that struggle of really like trying to keep it all together and being a queen and finally making decisions, because it wasn't
what
like
impressed Rhaenys. I think she was really impressed with how well she was holding herself down.
Yeah.
I don't think her deciding not to burn everyone in the dragon pit was a sign of weakness. I think for her it was more about, bitch, you know who I am. Don't play yourself again, kind of thing. And
I mean, she had that conversation with Alicent, which was needed, because if she didn't in that episode, it would have been weird for her not to kill them. So the showrunners put that conversation in about the parents and us being able to rule.
They have a mutual respect.
So there was that There's that mutual respect, and she saw Alicent go in front of Aegon, and she kind of feels that she just lost her 2 kids and all of this. So like it makes sense if the conversation didn't happen and she just pops out of the fucking ground and then doesn't burn everybody. I'm here for like everyone. Like, why didn't she kill anybody?
Right.
So you got to have a little bit of interaction between the two of them before shit goes down.
I also love the fact that Daemon is so ready for war that he knew everything about everything on Dragonstone. He had everything ready.
They had.
He knew how many dragons. He was ready to go. That's why I really like his character, even though they like make us like him and hate him every other week. You know what I'm saying? But
he's the kid who's been prepping for this like a fucking like. He's like, yo, I brought notes. Let's go.
Sir.
I was ready for somebody to call me.
A man had a binder.
Well, he needed to be though, because if you look at Otto was prepared. Also, he had the whole council prepared to do this.
Otto was prepared because he's got shit in motion. That's different.
But I think Daemon was aware of this, which is why he had to prep.
Daemon was prepped. Otto was fucking setting things in motion. 2 different things.
No. There were things prepped. You heard heard the other Lannisters. He was like, their money was going to be split in the Westerosi version of offshore accounts.
Yeah, they did.
The gold was going to be in 3 to 4 different spots. That's not overnight.
Yes.
Yo, now I got a question for you guys for Tone and V. And I don't know if Flacco and Justin, I don't know how much you know of the
Justin's
book.
a fellow reader.
They all read it.
All right. So my question is, and obviously spoiler warnings, right? We've been talking about spoiler warnings, but did somebody actually kill the king? Because I know that's like a looming thing out there. Like, did they actually kill him, or was it like obviously he was gonna die? Like the man was freaking. I don't even know how he survived this long.
My man had half a face, so
right. But did somebody actually put something in that night that ended him?
I mean,
I don't think so.
There are like a different accounts. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
The thing that made me a little like curious about it is the little kid that was in the room with him.
Right.
Then he walked out and like everybody found out the king was dead. So, I mean, him dying was
bound to
happen.
Yeah.
Maybe it was pushed a little bit, but the way they make it seem, I think Daemon's just looking for a reason to go to war. That's why he said like somebody killed my brother.
Yeah, because he died at the end of episode 8 next to Alicent.
Yeah.
Like he's like they pan out and he says his last words and he breathes his last breath, and then
Daemon also knows they've been drugging him, so
right. In the books, the way it's written is they have about three accounts. The
Mushroom, Jester, exactly.
Yeah, Mushroom the Jester. Then they have a Maester as well as a female. I can't remember. I think she was what do they call the women? No, she wasn't a handmaiden.
You sure?
I can't recall. But they have 3 accounts. So then when they're writing this, when they're writing this book, it's more about what they think is more likely to be fact. So they leave some stuff open to interpretation, and I think they do that well with putting it into the show, because there's still surprises for the readers that we didn't expect to see. So I think that's one thing that allows us to still get excited about certain things, or when we see things happen in real time and how they change the story in the book.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really actually enjoying the transition that they're doing. I think they're doing an excellent job. For somebody that watched the original Game of Thrones first and then went back and tried to read the books, I was like, what? That didn't happen. And you know what I'm saying? Like just going through different stuff. But being that I read this Fire and Blood first and then now I'm watching the show, I think they're actually doing a pretty good job. Yeah. I haven't seen anything that I'm like, that's BS. You know what I'm saying? But I mean,
I have one, but I'm waiting to see how it plays out.
Is it the Laenor thing?
Laenor, yeah, Laenor's death. He should have died. My only thing is because he has his relationship with Sea Smoke, his dragon, and when you bond with someone who's still living, that doesn't break if he's still alive. And if you're gonna find riders for the other dragons, Sea Smoke is one of the dragons. You can't do it if Laenor's still alive.
But we don't have.
Yeah, so they got to change something there. I do. I
we don't have confirmation that Sea Smoke is gonna bond with somebody else.
Right. The thing is, they need, as Damon said, they got 13, 14 dragons and only like 6 riders.
Mm-hmm.
So this is off the books too. So he's about to take Jaehaerys's dragon. He was singing to Jaehaerys's dragon in the post.
Yeah, Vermithor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what's up with that? And
well, someone else is gonna take. He's still keeping Caraxes.
He keeps Caraxes is still his.
Huh?
He's bigger than Vhagar. So that's actually the biggest dragon and the oldest dragon as well.
Vhagar's older than
Vhagar's older and bigger than Vermithor.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
He is.
Because you have
Vhagar was born
Vhagar was with
at Dragonstone with Aegon the Conqueror, and that's why it was with his sister.
I think Vhagar's bigger than.
Yeah, Vhagar's the biggest and oldest because Vhagar's the only one that was there during the conquest.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
yeah, those
she's
three
been alive the longest.
But Vermithor is big. Vermithor is big because it's the dragon of the old king. But
Vermithor is the only one that's going to be able to contend with Vhagar right now.
I mean,
and even that will be a stretch.
Yeah, multiple dragons going against one. So,
bruh, I don't know how
it's going to become a numbers game.
Do you see how small Arxis? What was this baby dragon? Arxis. Yes. Compared to Vermithor's shadow in the clouds.
That shadow was great, man.
Not Vermithor.
Yo, Jesus.
Vhagar.
That scene was off the hook, man.
That visual
alone.
I
felt so bad for that kid. I felt so bad for that kid.
Everything leading up to that, everything leading up to that, you knew something was going to happen to Luke. If you watch how much time they spent on Luke, you were like,
it's key Thrones though. Thrones always does that.
Yeah,
you're just
Thrones is like, it always opens up. You're gonna whoever she spend the most time with, like even in like the red wedding scene and when Reigns of Castamere opens up, they open up with the salt and bread, and I was like, oh man, this is so fucking good.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. For a person who never read the books, I'm not really into that whole dragons and stuff like that. But this show's got me captivated.
You will be
because it's about, that's what I'm saying. Because it's about the people, right? It's about just because humans are conniving motherfuckers, and so it's
dragons are nukes. That's all they are. They're just
that's all.
They're just nukes.
Weapons. They're weapons. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so great the way they do it. Like with these kids, for example, like Lo, you were saying it. You saw that shit coming. The kid did not want to do this. His brother's like, we should go, and he's like, we should go. All right, we'll go. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean we?
We going. And sure enough, he's the one that, you know what I mean? She's the one, and she tells him, "You're going there as messengers. That's it. That's all you're doing, all right?" Because she doesn't want to lose her kids. And sure enough, that's when you knew. Like,
she set his ass up when it was like, remind him who the fuck we are, and it was like, and his oath, and I was like, damn.
I don't think that was intentional. The thing is, the relationship she already has with the Baratheon, I don't think she was expecting that to happen at all. Otherwise, she wouldn't have sent her kid there, you know?
Yeah.
Her main relationship though was with Boris's father. Like, I don't think she's been to the court with Boris there, just with Boromon, because he is the one who's closer with the family. He's the one who made that jest to Rhaenys in episode 1, calling her the queen who never was, because like they're related, because they're closer to related than further down the line in Next Generation, right? Like Boris at this point is just looking for who's gonna do the best for his house.
Yeah.
You know, there really isn't anything there. And you'll see later on, like, you know, the Tullys are going to be a big to do, and Kragan Stark, who was name dropped, which is going to be, he's going to be more of a big to do later down the line. Like, there's a whole thing
like
that he's a part of.
Oh,
yeah, season 3, season 4.
But
I can't.
Not to cut you off, but I thought that Jace went to House of Stark. That's where he was going.
He's going to the Eyrie. He's going to the Eyrie. He's going to the Eyrie.
Going to the Eyrie. Okay.
And then he's going to Winterfell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, let's take it back to Game of Thrones, right? You can't just live off the father's oaths, right? Let's take, for instance, House Umber. Great John Umber was very sworn to the Starks, and what happened with Little John?
He died.
Well, Little John Umber.
Little John, yeah.
Yeah, Little John Umber went straight to Ramsay.
Right.
He was like, fuck my
and gave
father.
up.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think that's the running thing in the whole Westeros Game of Thrones thing is their honor, their oaths, and when you're an oath breaker, you're less of a man kind of thing. So they then
or even this idea of like the oath of my father. Does that translate over to me?
I mean, that's what Jon Snow said too. He was like, I can't be malevolent to my ancestors' oaths.
Right.
So at the end of the day, like
but in Baratheon, they're technically family, bro. That's like his distant cousin.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're gonna. Well,
he also would be family to Aemon, wouldn't he? Now that I'm thinking of it.
But they're always gonna like move to what's gonna make them stronger, right? What's gonna make them succeed more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, at the end of the day, it's the Game of Thrones, right? What's gonna benefit you the most?
I mean, also Aemon shows up.
Aemon too. Yeah.
Aemon shows up, and like he's got more of what to say. He's gonna probably take one of his wives. He's showing up. He's more seasoned as a warrior, as a leader. He's got the biggest dragon. Luke comes in. This is Luke's first fucking mission off rip. After there's 2 crowned monarchs in the kingdom, and you're gonna send your second youngest son.
And after we just saw the entire like spectacle of just trying to make him the like
heir to Jifmar.
The heir, right. So like, come on.
Yeah.
But also they wrote it really well in that you almost like it's one of those like when you see Aemon there, and he's like, what made you think like we're not looking for allies too? I was like, well, shit. That's fucking it makes sense. Like that they're gonna also go for the people that weren't there and they couldn't fucking, you know.
Yeah. Well, they called it out. Like that's what they called that in episode 9. They mentioned the Starks, Baratheons, and the Tullys. Like those are the 3 they had mentioned at the council. So like they had plans to go there, and Storm's End is close to both King's Landing and to Dragonstone. Like they're both, you know, a hop, skip, and a jump. And when you got the biggest fucking dragon, you know.
I feel like Aemon's character is he's fire, bro. His whole character is lit. I don't care if he's a bad guy.
At the end, where he was like, "Fuck,"
he reminds me of Daemon. Like at the dinner, when Daemon faces his nephew, he's like, and he does the same mannerism, the same response, like he's just like his uncle.
Now let me ask you this a question though, like because I was listening to a podcast today, and they've taken liberties from the books, obviously, right? Because it's for TV. But in the book, supposedly, Aemon is not. He doesn't say no. Listen to me. He doesn't call out to his dragon to stop.
Well, there's no dialogue, so there's no written dialogue in the books. It's all it's a history book. So like to them, it was, and we got to think about it like when this news breaks, how does it break, right? So like, Aemon is going to report back what happened, and it could be and the question everyone's talking about is he going to own it and be like, I killed him? Or is it going to be I made a mistake and then I owned it in front of everybody else to show like don't fuck with the Greens or Vagar's going to come and wreck your shit.
Because in the book apparently they make them more like that, like what you said. I killed him. Fuck it. So what?
Everyone in the book is also very black and white. There's no gray.
There's no gray.
And the show's done a really great job of you feeling for all of the characters and like why they're making the moves they're making. Like you get why Alicent made the move she made because she truly believes that Viserys told her Aegon needs to go on the throne. And
that's not in the book.
As drunk-minded as he is, it's not in the book. It's like she does it for her own ambition. And you get why Rhaenyra is the way she is. And you're gonna get why she's gonna make the decision. she and Damon are gonna make some really fucked up decisions next season, and they waited until this happened to her to understand why. Like this whole season, it was like she's gonna be queen. She's doing the right thing. Yeah, let's be diplomatic. Let's talk. And then she loses her son in a horrible way, and it's all gonna go off the roof.
And not even just like let's for one. When Viserys died, no one told her. And the way that she found out was that her brother like usurped her for the throne. Like that's how she found out. Had Rhaenys not made it out, they wouldn't have told her. They would have showed up with Otto afterwards, said, "Hey, your father died. Your brother's king. Do something about it." Like that would have been the conversation.
Yeah,
they tempting her gangster, like.
And she's trying to be good, like she's.
Did
trying
you
to
not
be
see how
she's
she
like,
fucking She came
turned
on a
around.
dragon.
Episode
said,
it was episode 2
with Damon. It was like, "Yo, Damon, we gonna really do the shits? Like, what are we doing right now?" And he was like, "I bet you got this." We knew from day one she was not with the shit.
Damon wants her to turn it up so bad, bro. I could tell he's ready. He wants her to like really turn it up. He want to bring out the dragons. He's ready. That's why I really think that I mean, obviously, in the book, she does what she does and everything like that. But I really hope that, they show his like, they got to show their relationship a lot next season. Like, I really want to see more of them. I feel like we spent a lot of time with the Hightowers. Like I feel
way
like
too much time with the Hightowers.
I feel like the whole episode 9 we were in like King's Landing. We were chasing this guy around. What's his name? The last episode we were chasing. When they were in the dragon pit. It was like too much.
Now homeboy got back.
Nah. Aegon the Second is just trash.
So
but
I feel like
when I saw the little baby,
he didn't want it.
He didn't want it. He wasn't supposed to have it.
Yeah, he never wanted it. He doesn't want the throne, and it was more of Alicent telling him, like, "Yo, like, either you take it or they're gonna kill our whole family." Off the books.
Right.
That's strictly off the books. Like, so the way the show portrayed it, I was just like, because he owned it. The minute he walked through like the whole line and he started like swinging the sword, he was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go." And I was just like,
"Are you though?"
Off the books.
I feel like her and Kristen Cole are like big fucking hypocrites, man. Like
absolutely.
they're like, I feel like first of all, I feel like Alicent is super jealous of Rhaenyra. That's the whole thing, because she's lived her life and she got to do whatever she wants to do. She's been laying up with Viserys and putting peroxide on his pores and shit, like he's falling apart. You know what I'm saying? She dabbing him down. That's all she mad about. And Kristen Cole, he a hater, man. Like for real. Like I've never seen a guy like. Obviously, you can't have any lands, you can't have any women or anything like that. We get it. You had her, but bro, she's like telling you, "All right, I'm gonna be the queen. Just roll with me, bro. You can do this forever." Right. Those would have been his little bastard kids. You know what I'm saying?
He was too proud. He was way too proud. I think that, bro, you already gave it up, and then he's gonna act like he was a victim at it. I don't think his
so girly
reasoning.
No
it was. I'm not offended. He was being a bitch.
1,000% Kristen Cole. Like the entire episode, I was just like, "Yo," I wanted the guy who left.
The high
commander.
Westerling.
Yes.
Westerling.
I wanted him to run their hands with Cole so bad.
Yo, I'm so mad that didn't happen.
I was like, "Yo."
In the book, he's dead already. At that point, he's dead already. So I think they just changed him up. I wouldn't be surprised if they make him kind of like feel like he's gonna go to Dragonstone and be one of her King's Guards and give him a bigger role, kind of like what Barristan did in Thrones. Yeah. So because I think I like Lord Commander Westerling. I also think McTavish is really good in this role, and you want to see him, and I want to see him more in it. So like if that's one of those things they carry forward and don't kill him off early, like it's cool.
I'm surprised they didn't kill him off when he decided to take off his cloak.
I thought he was gonna kill him there.
I thought it was over. I thought it was over.
That's what I thought. So that's why they left him alive, and then
because they hung bald dude who tried to bounce.
Kristen killed him, and then but they're like, "You're not gonna take."
But I think I think it was one of those things. It was like, I don't know. It's weird because at the same time you're killing lords and like fucking high, power nobles, all this shit, and he's the high commander. Like, there's levels to this shit, but he, like, I don't know. It's weird because he has enough information. Why would you like let him go?
Right.
But also, like, is it more problematic to kill him?
It's problematic to kill. The whole thing they're doing is problematic.
No, I'm saying, is it worth the cost of killing him?
Killing him is easier than killing a lord.
Yeah.
You can write off why he died.
Right, because
he's there for service. He's there for exactly. They don't retire; they're there for life. So if he dies, he dies. You write it in the white book and you keep moving. And that's it.
If you kill a lord, you're coming for their whole house.
So I'm gonna go against that because at the end of the day, you kill somebody in the Kingsguard. They come from noble houses, so their house has to find out exactly. But
he did an oath of service, and they can say protecting the king, they can say anything because that's his job to do.
No, because everybody knows what it is. She usurped the throne.
Who usurped the throne? They don't know. They don't know. Like no one knows it. That's why they locked everybody up.
No, but at the end of the day, Rhaenys stopped and looked at the High Lord that was hung.
Mm-hmm.
And she can go back and easily say, like, all right, so these are people that did not go with Alicent, and those are houses that are going to turn against the Greens.
Yeah.
Easily.
Like, it's easy enough to connect the dots.
Yeah, I hear you saying that, but like in the time before Rhaenys leaves, because in their minds, they're doing all this with Rhaenys locked up. So like if they kill, you kill him, you kill Westerling before the dragon pit scene. You kill this other guy, hanging him in the fucking in the big room. Like you're doing all this knowing what your plan is. We're gonna lock up all the servants, and we're gonna in the dungeons. We're gonna lock up all the high lords and people. And Allison's gonna have a conversation with Rhaenys, and it's like we're just going about our business, assuming she's locked up, and then she pops out of the ground, and they're like, "Oh crap." Then they have to be reactive to it. So like, sure, yeah, if they killed him, then you have to be reactive to it and deal with the family and deal with the repercussions were going to be. But they thought like up until then, they had this whole thing tidied up.
Locked down. Yeah, no, probably not. But let's go back to Game of Thrones, right? Mm-hmm. When Jon Snow got King of the North, what did what's her name?
Sansa?
Not Sansa.
Cersei?
No, the little one from Bear Island.
Mormont. Mm-hmm.
She brought up, she was like, yo, like, she told the Lord, he's like, your father got skinned alive by Ramsay. And like, he basically she broke out everything. She was like, yo, like, this is how these houses turned against you. And you guys didn't answer the call. So we're talking about.
In that regard, it probably happened this way too.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. So it's gonna get out, and at the end of the day, like these are houses that are going against you, and that's repercussions, and that's a lot more houses against you. So, can I say spoiler warning or no?
Yeah.
No, we've already passed that point.
Yeah. Spoiler alert was crazy.
All right, so spoiler warning.
No major deaths.
No major book deaths from the book.
No major book deaths. No
major.
I'll say this.
Keep in mind.
No major Targaryen deaths.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to say deaths.
Okay.
But the Blacks got shit locked down for the whole series. Like the Blacks got shit locked down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a big power play between the Greens and the Blacks.
All right, no, I see Gaddy's face right now. Gaddy, what do you got to say?
No, I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys are gonna double back to this, but let's double back to Lord Lyris though.
Oh,
this guy's a real creep.
Clubfoot.
Okay?
That fucking guy.
OnlyFans.
Back to the OnlyFans.
He makes me like Littlefinger.
Yo, for real. He's really a creepy dude, bro. They did they thing with this character, okay? He's like a mix between
like Little Toes.
Little Toes.
Her toes was not cute though. She had like fat feet. Anyway, just like,
listen. It doesn't matter how little or big or symmetrical her toes are, they're not this.
Right.
That's what I think he was looking at.
Oh,
like,
that's
so,
right.
yeah.
Because he
Like,
doesn't.
maybe
He has a weird foot. He
Yeah,
wants
Yeah, I
to
was
feel
like,
normal.
maybe he just likes a
That
good
makes
foot,
sense.
you know?
Yeah,
He just
like
likes a good regular
Yo,
foot, you know?
it took me until like she
I didn't even
started
think of
taking
that
everything
just now.
off. Where
Yeah.
I was like,
Why she get
what?
so comfortable?
Like I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
that's what I was like,
somebody
why
gonna
is she
give
getting
her
so
a
comfortable? And then she was like,
Yo, Shorty
see
been
him,
doing this, bro.
when she
Shorty
turned,
been
when
on
she,
it.
He's
You
been
feel
doing
me?
it, yeah.
when she
Been
turned
on it.
around and your boy went like this, I was like,
Bro, if they look, if they had cell phones, she would have had a folder in my bro joint. You feel me?
Yeah,
Right.
All bullshit aside, when she was like asking questions and she's got her feet, I didn't get it yet.
Yeah.
When he started like stroking his shit, I was just like, wait.
yo,
was lost for like the like 3 minutes. I'm like, what are they doing? Like,
Yeah,
why
I
are they
was
showing
like,
this guy's
I was
foot?
Yep. Also, like the face he's got on when he's doing it, it's just like, gee.
He's gross.
that's
Yeah,
like,
that was
gross,
funny.
man.
It's like
Nah,
one
they
of the,
definitely that was
It's
a
like,
good
look
that was a
into
good
my
idea that they
eyes.
added that. Yes. That
So
was a
I'm
great
gonna-
idea that they
I'm
added
Do
gonna-
that.
you
right
think
now?
that do you think he killed the white worm
no.
No.
in that
No.
fire?
Nope.
I think she got out. She
I
had to
think
get
she's
out.
allowed. I think
Yeah.
the white worm is I think the way she's gonna be so like she talks about like all the stuff with what's happening with the people and the kids and all that, and like I think she's gonna be part of the stuff that happens at the end of the dance
this,
and
yeah.
how the small folk react of King's Landing.
Mhm.
There's a
And
there's a little bit of
also-
unionization that happens, and I think she's gonna be
you
at the
just
head of that.
reminded me of something that I wasn't thinking of because it's been a while since I've read it. But
Yeah,
okay.
this, I was about to say she has somebody's intern going to be very interested in her for a very long time throughout these books. So I think that she has a very big role in the show. Like, super
That's
big
right. That's right. You guys
I
must
love
have read
that
this
me
recently.
and George are just like,
We're like, yeah,
we got absolutely nothing.
sounds
I'm
good.
just saying. I'm
Have-
just
have you read the
saying.
book?
You just watch the 20
No.
minutes,
No?
the 20-minute animatic that's from season 5 of Thrones, and you'll know everything that's gonna happen. It's great.
Really? Yeah, nah,
It
I
gives you
haven't-
all the
I-
high points.
I haven't read any of the books. I'm just kind of going along with the story, and I'm kind of enjoying the fact that I'm doing it this way, especially like watching you guys because you guys know what the hell's good. But like, it's good because I'm not comparing it to anything. I'm just enjoying the show for what it is. Right?
So
I'm
So I
kind
don't-
of envious of
I don't
that
know what I don't
perception,
know.
though.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know what
one
I don't
thing
know.
I will say, going into episode 10, knowing what I'm thinking is going to happen is going to happen. It did happen, however, that I'm not as excited as someone who's watching it fresh and not knowing.
Oh,
Does
dude,
that
when
make
I
sense?
saw that shit, I was like, wait, whoa. I was like, why is
Right.
what is that dragon doing? Like, oh, this kid's gonna get it. And then they fake you out when he goes into the blue sky, and you're like,
Yo.
and you're like, all right, it's all
But-
set. And this motherfucker comes
You
out of
gotta
nowhere.
understand how I was sitting. I literally was like, my TV's
But yo.
right there. I had my feet up and everything. And I was like this, and then I just went like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
But
yo,
no, hold on,
like,
Flacco. My man Flacco. We were at like episode 6, and I said to him a few weeks back, I'm like, yo, bro, I don't know why I read this book, but this kid Luke's about to get fucked up, man. I said that shit a few weeks back. I'm like, yo, I can't. I said, I don't know what show they gonna do it in. I said, I think he said, you think? I said, they probably gonna hold it to next season, right? Luke, yo, he like,
Nope.
nah, man, they gonna do
Nope.
it this
We
season.
knew it
There
was coming.
are two things that happen back to back that really kick this shit off. One's happening at the end of the season, and the other one happens at the beginning of next season.
Yep.
So I feel they put it all together. So Rhaenyra's last episode, she lost a lot. She lost her father.
Mm.
She had miscarriage,
Yep.
and she lost Luke. So this is gonna like turn her like.
She doesn't even care about the throne at this point.
Yo, that peaceful
Yeah.
shit is over.
Yeah.
You see Daenerys 1.0 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least her turn makes sense.
The original.
Yes, yes, dude. Yeah, they did a good job turning her. Now, because when she turned around and faced us, I was like, "Oh, this."
It's like
I immediately threw up a picture in the group chat. I was like, "Yo,"
because it was like she really was trying to fight this whole like I'm being told to fight.
Yeah.
And like, no, she's hearing her father's words, hearing the prophecy in her head, and even Emma D'Arcy, the actor who says it, like they even say Rhaenyra has not felt. Rhaenyra believes she felt grief. until she finds out her son was killed. And then she's never dealt with anything like that. And then at that point, it's just the snap. And it just makes it so much better because we've got this whole season of her going through it, her reluctancy to be heir, reluctancy to get married, finally owning it, taking over, making really good decisions. And at the end of the season, it all comes crashing down. And then the next season and following for the next 2 to 3 seasons, we will see the outcome of that versus just doing it an episode before the fucking show ends and then giving us an hour and a half of her just being nuts and then getting killed.
Yeah,
you know?
what the fuck?
That was terrible. I didn't understand anything. Sorry, Joe, but I didn't understand anything that was going on with Daenerys because I was like, what is the change? I didn't get any of it at the end.
That's one of our biggest gripes. Did you watch the series when it was going on, like week to week at the time, or did you
Yes, I watched it week to week. I watched it week to week, so I was bugged out. I was like, "What the fuck is happening here? She's not cool." Like,
all of us felt that way. We're like, "What are they doing?"
What the series is like, you know how they say like every Targaryen, like when they're born, it's a coin flip, right? Mm. Either they're crazy or they're like a normal queen or king. That really turned into like the crazy queen.
I don't even think that was her. I don't even think that was the way it should have unfolded. Like it was more about.
I'm here for it. Like I'm here for the heel turn, but there had to be more than the rush job of.
In the last episode, like that heel turn, her being that we needed the extra season. Right. Yeah. We all knew it was gonna happen.
And we all get it from the jump. When she first got the Unsullied, right? We knew she was about that life from the jump. So when Arya says, "I've seen killers," that woman's a killer. Like, it's a 1-to-1. I completely understand that. I'm going to nuke the whole town.
I know. What was the last season that George wrote? Like, what was the book? He's
when John died.
When John died.
Yeah, when John died. Everything after that is the showrunners.
Yeah, season 1, 2, 3, and 4 are like legit the books, aside from a number of details. Season 5, you did Dorne somehow and then fucked it up, and then you killed Jon, and you had the shame walk. Like those are the big points.
I like Dorne. Honestly, I don't like Dorne. I don't like.
Wait, talking about when the
Martells.
The Viper died? What are you
No, not O'Brien. O'Brien was perfect.
Yeah,
I'm talking about season 5.
Dude, I was like mad hype when O'Brien came in.
Oh yeah, I loved O'Brien. O'Brien was.
Oh my god.
Speaking of anything on the other side of this world, are we going to get any of that? Like the Martells?
Yeah.
Like
the Martells are not involved in.
They're not part of the Seven
Kingdoms. I was about to say they're not a part of it yet. They don't fuck with them.
Yeah, they didn't get conflict.
They don't fuck with the Targaryens.
So they're literally like, oh, we're about to see a dragon fight. Somebody grab popcorn.
They're the only people who knew how to beat the dragons. Like they killed.
Yeah, they killed
one of the 3 dragons during the conquest.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they still haven't been turned into, and I think it doesn't happen for like another 5 more kings later.
There's a marriage pact.
They speared one dragon, and then after that, they hid in tunnels and like they never got conquered. So
yeah,
it's not gonna happen for them. Not anytime soon.
I just think it shows how good of a writer George is. That this part of the story, these books are completed. So we're gonna get like everything from his mind versus the end of the Game of Thrones that's not finished because he never finished reading, writing the books or whatever. And so we get that shit. You know what I mean? Like it just shows how good he is. He's freaking brilliant. Also, he's nuts.
But also credit to like the showrunner for like this entire series because he loves the source material. Right.
Yeah.
So like there's an obvious like love letter to this material.
Yeah, he's doing a great
and you can
job,
see it. When George goes to Patty and is like, yo, you did a bet. Like I want to rewrite my version of the series because of how you portrayed him. That speaks volumes.
Right.
One thing I can say the showrunners did well too was they showed like the growth in characters by just like their wardrobe. When like you read the books, you're hearing like the blacks and greens, bro, they illustrated that so good, like with the outfits and everything. They did a great job with that. Like I was like, wow, this is really good to watch. You know, especially if you are somebody that read the books and took out that time. It's like you can really see it now. It's like I really think they did a great job with that. Like they really stayed true to it. So that's dope.
Right.
And they make you care about every single character, dude. Like every single character, they make you care about them.
I think that's one of the things that's hard to live up to with the popularity of Game of Thrones and what we during that time we were fanatics, and then you come in and everybody has really, really high expectations. If this had been a flop, it would have been really bad. But they've done so well with doing this story and still enhancing it in a way that even the people who have read it are still finding new things into it. So I really like it a lot.
I'm ready to see Rhaenyra's son's her son Jace. I want to see his character develop now. I want to see where they're going to take him, because in the books I didn't really get a lot about him in the books. You know, everybody reads different, gets different things from books, and you know, you interpret it different. I didn't get a lot of his character in the book.
This last episode, though, you get to see some more about his character.
You did.
And you see him grow a little bit, try to step up, knowing shit is changing quickly.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, my mom said that this is not rocking. She's not here. Like you start to see him try to take on more because he's heir. So I'd like to see where that grows, especially when when he goes to Erie and he goes to to Winterfell. So I'm hoping to fill in the pieces that we don't get in the book and be able to see something more from him.
All right, Justin, do you know Jason's outcome or no?
You said that I do what?
You know Jason's outcome?
If you know Jason's outcome,
I vaguely remember it. I'm kind of like
we won't ruin it.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I've like read the books now, probably about 6-7 months. But it's like I'm kind of remembering his trip to Winterfell. That's what I'm kind of like. That's where I'm kind of like last remembering his story in and off in my mind. Like, but I would have to go back into it. But I think that's supposed to be a really cool part.
Are they gonna do another time jump? Like, are they changing these actors?
No, we're done. We're done
with time jumps. Yeah.
So
we're done.
one thing I'm very upset about the series, they skipped a lot of time. And Val, we talked about this plenty of times. I hate the way they're skipping everything, and like, there's a lot more story to.
I had to explain to Flacco several times that this is bigger than just the time jumps. We were just to get backstory of why it gets to the actual Dance of Dragons, and that's the focus.
We gotta show the. We gotta.
Okay, hold on,
bro,
hold on.
Think about it.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Justin.
What are you missing from the 30 years? What specific things are you missing?
Right.
That needed to be
the
in the
series
show?
rule, like
Flacco here. I'm gonna let him rock out.
Like I need like legit things.
What's
like,
missing? You know, what did you did not like?
Like if you be like, hey, I didn't like the Blackwater episode of season 2 of Thrones because Tyrion's chain coming out the water didn't happen. I want some legit reasons.
Or they didn't do his scar ugly enough. I don't know.
They didn't cut off his whole nose.
I will solo screen Flacco right now just to put him on blast. Explain yourself, sir.
Explain.
Bro, 30. They have to do a time jump. First of all, that means this would have been a 9-season show, bro. If they would have broke down.
It has to be.
It does not have to be, bro. That would have killed. That would have killed the whole.
There's not enough out of the series rule.
Let Flacco give his hit.
All right, go ahead. You know what? You're right. Let me stop talking shit then.
What did we miss that would have been like instrumental down the line?
All right, so I think season 1 should have it should have went more into the Rhaenyra and Alicent's relationship, right? It should have built more character between them. Right, because at the end of the day, like it would have built a lot more character of like, you're gonna turn against me. You were my best friend. It should have gone more into the Strongs, because the Strongs had a lot.
You just wanted to run nine seasons. Okay, I'm cutting you off.
You wanted to go 9 seasons. All right. They definitely touched on their whole entire friendship in the first 4 episodes.
And that's also something not in the books.
That's not in the books. They're not friends in the books.
They're not friends in the books.
But at the end of the book,
no,
there's an age difference between them.
There's an age difference.
At least about 10 years or so.
So at the end
they didn't grow up together.
All right, so this is an HBO series. It should have been more of let's push this out for 9 episodes.
Do you know how much money it takes to do these darn shows?
Yeah, they wouldn't afford it.
Yeah, bro.
And Game of Thrones can afford it?
They want to give us a Jon Snow show, bro. They trying to give us a Jon Snow show, bro.
I just think like this whole thing. Like I think 3 to 4 seasons I think is really good because there's going to be some major events, but also like it's a time period piece, and like I don't want to drag out 9 seasons of us knowing what the end's going to be, right? Like we know what the 4 seasons are, we know how it's going to end, we know what everyone's fates are going to be, but it's really just like telling the story. And so they were like, they knew jumping in, and they had to make the conscious decision. Like, if we're doing this in 4 seasons, we're going to do something that some people are going to be for. The time jumps, recasting, and just like owning it up to the viewers to just fucking suck it up and pay attention. And then you're going to have some people like, and you're going to have some people going to be like, I can't get attached to these characters because we keep changing actors and we're jumping forward 6 months, 2 years, 10 years. And so I think there are arguments valid for both sides, but that 30 years is like doesn't mean anything because the whole point is the actual Civil War. And some people have discussed saying instead of doing like this first season of doing the first 30 years, you start with Rhaenyra trying to become queen with the Greens already betrayed her, and then you're doing flashbacks. And so it's like, what's the way do we go? Do we do flashbacks and kind of fill in through exposition, kind of like how Lost did it, and give us some more reason, and then move forward, or do I don't think I would have liked a full season?
I think from a person who never read the books and like I didn't even know that they weren't friends growing up. To me, they did such a good job. Just like I'll give you a scene that stands out in my mind when she's laying on her lap and they're talking about that book, right? Mm-hmm. We're like, okay, these girls are cool, they're friends, right? And then they go through the whole thing of, hey, one is gonna be queen because her dad makes her marry this old man, and I'm like, that's kind of fucked up, but you see that. And the other girl's gonna be like, I don't want kids, I don't want to do any of that, I want to go have my fun and just chill. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then that's it. That's all I needed to know about these 2 characters. Now I know who they are. Right? They did a great job explaining that's who they're going to be for the rest of this show. That's going to be the problem. One is going to be like, I'm stuck in this fucking life. And the other one's having the time of her life. I want her life. Exactly. And the other one is going to be like, yo, you snitching on me? We're supposed to be cool. What the fuck? I ain't do anything. Trust me, blah, blah. All that drama's there, right? So so now in episode 10, when Allison's father comes and says, you guys were friends, remember? Now you're like, damn, they were. And she hands him that little piece of paper. That stupid little piece of paper made it okay for her to say, okay, I'm going to back off and we're not going to do anything. I'm going to think about it. But it's because
I wanted that dragon to torch them, bro.
It's because of that dragon to torch them.
I don't need to die.
Right.
I wanted that dragon to torch them, dog.
And all of that worked because of the setup at the beginning. And we didn't even need all those years. Because as a person who never read the books, I probably would have been turned off by like, okay, I get it. You guys are cool. I get it. I don't need a whole season. Yeah, come on. But let's move this shit along. Let's go. Let's see some fights. Let's see some killings. And that's exactly what we got. Like just savage shit. And that's what I enjoy.
I do feel that they need to recast. I think they need to recast Jace. I think they need to recast the Valerian daughters. They got to recast Bela and the other one over there. I can't look at these little kids in love. That's getting crazy. It's too much for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate the fact that they're showing these like children like all betrothed to each other. What happened?
At least they're older.
I'm like,
not like that.
They're late teens.
Oh my god.
I'm like, because that first one when Bela, what happened?
Are you trying to be casted?
Am I trying to?
Is he trying to be casted?
You know what, man?
You know what? Your audio sucks today, bro.
I think Daddy would make like a great Valerian.
I was thinking that myself. I was like, I'm not going wild out like my man Vayman did though. He bugged out a little bit.
He
lost
for
his
it.
mind.
Absolutely.
That was
absolutely. Damon said, "Go ahead, go for it. Say it, brother."
Yeah.
I know, dude.
He was like,
Oh
but
my
the actor
God.
was like, "I'm gonna go out of my own way. I don't care. I don't care if I die."
Bro.
The whole
actor-
y'all gonna know.
The actor was talking shit after. Did you guys see the after scene where he was like, "You see, he did it from behind, right? Because he didn't do it in front of my face."
Yo, he bought that
like,
from deep, bro.
I'm like, bro.
I was like, yo,
Damon has
that
dark
was one of my
sister,
favorite
bro. Like
lines.
he's cutting through you. It don't matter what the fuck you got.
Bro, that was one of the best scenes of the show.
It was.
Yeah.
Boss
That and the
I was
crab
like,
feeder.
oh
The
my
crab
God.
feeder scene was dope when
Oh,
Damon
yes.
ran in that scene.
Yes.
Oh, that was a
He didn't say
good scene in
anything.
the
And he didn't
series.
say anything. There was
A
no
damn
dialogue. Yeah.
That man didn't say anything for like 3 episodes straight.
Yo, for
And
real.
we love him. And
yes,
we love
absolutely, absolutely,
Word.
absolutely.
He pushed
The
the
team
whole
on his
horse on
back.
the girl, bro. That was crazy. The whole horse, bro.
What's really funny about Damon too is like everyone loves him, and everyone like after he chokes Rhaenyra, everyone's and other people are like y'all didn't see him kill his other wife.
It was blind. I was
Like
blind.
y'all got
I was
blind.
blind.
I was blind. I didn't see it.
Like he
Deserved
murdered,
that.
he murdered this lady, and they're all like, "Oh, choke me, daddy."
Nobody
choke me."
told her to be talking shit. Nobody told her to be.
What do you mean talking shit? All she told them was
She
like,
was talking about his limp dick. She was talking about.
"Oh, you're talking about the
First one. Yeah,
the first wife."
Yes.
Oh,
First
Yes.
one bugged out.
please.
She
Like
was
Rhea
talking
Royce.
mad shit. She was like,
Rhea
"I knew
Royce
you
was-
couldn't finish, son." Look what happened.
So she deserved to die. Is that
No,
what you're saying?
I'm giving excuses for Damon because I like him. She don't deserve
It's
to die.
okay. It's okay. He kills his wife and then he chokes his niece, and everyone's like, "How could Damon choke her?" It
Do
was
they
like,
not
bro,
know who he is? He's
Yeah,
Damon
Rhaenyra was
Targaryen.
mad lame.
Damon's
though.
about that life. Like,
Rhaenyra was mad lame for even trying to bring up, oh, he didn't tell you, did he? He like, girl, I'll snap your neck up in here. I don't care about them dreams.
he's like, I just want to kill everything.
I don't care about them
dreams.
Word.
For real.
thank you. What's going on, sir?
Appreciate it.
Hey y'all.
Yeah. So did you guys hear that the Sea Snake may be getting his own prequel show?
It's gonna be an I think an animated, or is he?
Is
Getting,
it?
Really?
I
didn't hear
no,
about
sorry,
that.
sorry. That's not getting an animated. I think Old Geese is getting an animated show, and the Sea Snake is getting a show, and it's gonna be about his 9 voyages.
Right.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And how he made his money, because the Sea Snake's a very interesting character because he went all over.
That's a dope
Planetos. Like he went all the way to a Shy and ET and all like the stuff like all the shit you see.
Is that the name of the world? Planetos?
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that.
Mm-hmm. There's Westeros, there's Essos, there's Southaros, and then the whole thing is Planetos.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So like, but he went everywhere. Like, and if you look when he's walking through Driftmark and you see like all those different items that are in Driftmark, that's from his voyages.
Mm-hmm.
He built that castle.
He earned the name. Like he's built up the Valerian name for his family because they weren't dragon riders. So what he did was he started with a few ships, made a fleet, and he took over. Like his
at that point, they're richer than the Lannisters at that point.
So Tom, what's West of Westeros?
What?
What's West of Westeros?
West of Westeros.
West of Westeros.
Wherever Arya wants to be, that's
yeah. Well, if we're going in a circle, say a Shy. That's how it's
right.
That's where I'm going.
I'm honestly looking forward to like the next few seasons. I'm really looking forward to how beautifully they kill off the high towers because I want it to be good. Literally, like my 3 deaths that I need, and I'm going to just be there with popcorn, chilling, just fucking grinning ear to ear, is Allison, her father, Cole, and Clubfoot. Those 4 motherfuckers, I hate to death.
I'm not gonna tell you how or why or whatever. But when Clubfoot dies, it's pretty good.
All right, so I'm no spoiler warning. You got a long time to wait.
Oh, I know. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Law and George, for you guys who haven't read the books, what are your predictions of where this season will lead to?
Next season?
Or the show will lead
What do you think Rhaenyra's reaction is going to be?
Oh, Rhaenyra is gonna she's gonna rule over Ash because she's just gonna fucking go fucking nuts. I just feel like we're gonna see a big shift in how she deals with different things, and it's gonna get ugly. it's gonna get ugly for Allison. For all the kids are gonna die. Like
I'm tired of seeing these kids die. Man.
The kids are gonna die, yo.
You're tired, and you know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Stop killing kids on TV.
Oh man. Honestly, like this entire show is like, I'm gonna put the battery in my fucking hubby or whoever's back, and honestly, she's gonna be like, Damon, you say you wanted it, let's go, and she gonna be like, let's go.
Let the tiger out.
What? 100,000% it's gonna be on site, like on site for everybody.
I think that's one of the big differences too. Like I remember like going back and reading the books for like Game of Thrones and hearing the ages of the people and looking at the characters. I was like, oh,
so much older. They age them up a lot in Game of Thrones. Here they don't age them up.
They don't age them up.
Yeah.
They don't age them up at all, because it's like I think Robb Stark in the book was like 16.
Oh yeah, they're in their teens.
Yeah,
they're like all in their teens. Seriously,
in the
it's like
Robb,
they're all super
the entire
young.
Stark family were very young.
Holy shit!
Yeah, all the Starks were like super young.
And the show aged them all up quite a bit.
Huh?
Robb was a strong character.
He was a very good character in the first one. So I'm like, damn, we don't have no characters like Jon Snow, none of that in this. Like that's why I'm hoping that like they kind of like that's why I'm kind of upset with myself that I kind of forgot Jason's story, because I'm like, maybe he's gonna be like a Jon Snow kind of hero type of dude. No, you know, but we don't. It's none of that in this shit, right?
Honestly, so I think we said it early on when we were first talking about this show, and Tony brought it up again, where like they're showing a lot of like. This series is everyone is in gray. There's no black and white. There's no clear cut picture, at least for some people. But High Towers are very fucking black. Like green. Green, let's say.
They're gray in the sense of just like ambition, right? Like they're gray in ambition. Like it's all just like playing.
Listen, any chance I get to fucking trash their name, I don't give a shit. I fuck them. Fuck them. But to your point, I don't think. Like they showed it really early on that the very stark difference between Game of Thrones and House of Dragon is everyone in this series. Like the best person we had was Pop Strong. That's it. Like literally, he was the guy, and then it was like he's dead. All y'all assholes after everyone else.
The hand that you talking about?
Yeah. Lionel Strong was he didn't have an agenda.
Right. He's the closest to the good guy that we're gonna see. Everybody else has an agenda.
Don't live long. I mean, Ned Stark lost his head for a season.
No, he was like, why'd you have to fuck the princess, man? Come on, dude. He's like, everyone has eyes, boy. Like, are you serious?
Yo, he like the exhausted he literally did it. He did the Galadad face of like, bro.
He's like, yo, like every time Rhaenyra was pregnant, I bet Lionel was like, by the 7, this kid better be fucking blonde.
But is that like a change from the book? Is that like a change from the book? Like, didn't the strong guy live in the book?
No, they both died.
However, we did not get the story that it was Larys, his brother, who did it. That's different from the book.
All right, because I'm like,
everyone in the book, everyone was like, everybody did it. Everybody. Viserys did it. Daemon did it.
Yeah. Everybody was saying, they were saying Laenor did it, like, because he was dealing with.
Like,
Larys honestly makes the most sense.
Larys would make the most sense, except it's something that they didn't really discuss. So it gives us more speculation in the book, which is good.
Yeah.
Eventually,
I mean, that was like one of the issues with the time jump, right? To like why Larys was the way he was, because we never see anything of both Lionel and Harwin being a certain way to him. Like obviously Larys was still talking with the ladies and all that, but we never see like this like you get why Tyrion. Like you get why Tyrion hates his fucking father. Like you get it, but like we don't know why Larys had this. If it was like this issue with his father and brother, or was it really just ambition and trying to do something? So like that's obviously it's a casualty of the time jumps. Like we don't get the reasons why, but at that point they're like weighing the options. Like, is it really that important for the story or not? And it's like, if we're doing a long run series, then yes. But if we just need to get through it, then we're gonna
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's true, man. Because that's one of those things where like I sneezed and I didn't know who set that fire. I was like, what
exactly.
The fuck?
I was like,
wait, he set the fire. Who set the
book,
fire?
like,
What happened? So you're right. That was something that we were missing. That little, but you know what? You're right. When you weigh it out and say, okay, is that important? I guess not, because I hate the motherfucker anyway. Like once I found out he did it, I was like, what a dick, bro. Like I don't know why you did it, but you're an asshole, dude.
And I can say this to you. Aside from House of the Dragon, have you ever heard of House Strong?
No, right.
Well, there you go. That's all you need to know, because the Harrenhal has a curse.
Yeah. Everyone who holds Harrenhal does not live very long.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't really freaking matter.
Yeah, right. No, you're right. You're fucking right. And you know what? Even the love, like at first when we meet, Strong and he's trying to kick it to what's her name? To oh man, what's her name? I can't get. No, not her.
Rhaenyra.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like much, right? Then all of a sudden they have 3 kids, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Because he saved her. Because he yoked her up, and that was the beginning of a budding relationship.
Like the only thing that we see really is him nodding at her bloodstained from coming back from hunting, right?
Yeah.
You see him smile. He's like impressed with her.
He was into that shit.
Right.
Yeah, he was like, oh, this girl.
And then in her wedding, that was probably the first, like his father was like, yo, go handle that real quick.
Right.
And we don't see anything in between other than after she already has all the kids.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, there were those what the fuck moments. And if Flacco was here, that would be something that he hang his hat on the opinion that
I guess it would make sense. Yeah, I mean the thing is the rule of Viserys over his time frame, he was a peaceful time king. Is there really much to go on other than what we saw? And there's not much outside of what we already saw. So the fact that they did the time jumps, it was necessary. I like that they did in just one season, so I wasn't too attached to any specific actress or actor. And now we get to see where it leads going forward. So I'm excited to see what comes.
And the scenes of the Civil War are like built in for 30 years.
We also
go to the kids. Like you need that time for the Civil War to really, like, it's cool that Alicent and Rhaenyra kind of make up before all that shit goes on, but like it's already too late because all that shit between the kids is there, and the outcome is what we saw at Storm's End.
Yeah, because it's Luke, the one that makes fun of him with the pig. It's Luke that does all these things and shit takes his eye out.
Was it Luke or was it his brother?
No, it was
Aegon.
Luke.
Well, Aegon did the pig prank, but Luke, being young, was like, they put the pig in front of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Even though he still cut his eye. Like, I still cut your eye, but I'm going to laugh because they put the pig in front of you.
Yeah, Luke is brave because damn well he was not someone to fuck with.
Exactly. And like you see Aemon, he's fighting with Lord Commander Incel, and like he's beating him in the duel. Like, I don't
Right.
We also haven't talked about Corlys, who made a triumphant return and fucking I respect Rhaenys, and
she's strong, like Gaddy said.
Right.
She's a strong character.
But I was not surprised with how Corlys reacted. Because again, literally justified in how he felt. But as soon as she said Vaemond had it coming, he was like, that makes sense. Like
yeah. But I love when
immediately was like that tracks.
I love when he was like, okay. He's like, we're gonna go to Driftmark and we're not gonna be a part of any of this. And she's like, bro,
get the fuck out of here.
Your
fam.
grandkids are involved with this now.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit. he's gonna come in his cane. He's gonna ask the right questions to be like the elder statesman, and then Rhaenyra's gonna give her answers. He's like, all right, you got all our ships and you got the dragons, and we're all here. Let's fucking do this.
Right.
Man, I think that Alicent is the boldest lady in the world to walk in that room and just say to Rhaenys, like, those kids aren't, they're not your grandkids. Let it go. I was like, yo, like that was tough. She just laid it all out there. I mean, you can see a big change in Alicent's character throughout this show, bro. Like she's like really turning into her dad, low key, man. And it's like happening right before our eyes, but she's a real bitch, man. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. But we also get Rhaenys like in that reaction of like, those kids aren't like your grandkids. of her, like, yeah.
She still was like, it's still a name, like,
right?
What it is, like,
right?
Because
she still got the name though, like that's all that kind of matters. She held up what her husband said.
So that's in the conversation that her and Rhaenyra had when they were talking underneath the tree, and it was like, "Yo, like I literally tried all of what I could with your husband. We
she
tried
knew
to
her son's
so she knew, like, whatever the case is. I think that like was enough for her. That granted, those aren't her direct grandkids. Like those are always going to be her grandkids. Like fuck what anybody says. You know what I mean? So like I appreciated that when. Like she basically looked at Allison like, bitch, what? Like, are you out your goddamn mind?
Like, word, Allison was bugging in that room. Like, wow.
Yo, Allison is really bold, bugging, sis. Bold like, as shit.
Yo, for real, like
you mighty really, bold for a person who don't have dragons.
9, as much as it was about the High Towers in episode 9, so much happened and nothing happened at all, kind of thing. Like so much was moving pieces everywhere, and the only real thing that happened was Rhaenys coming out of the dragon pit during the coronation,
and homeboy getting coronated. Yeah.
But it felt like classic Thrones though, where like
so good, like a lot of build up,
where like a lot of build up, a lot of things happen, a lot of moving pieces, and you get your one action cliffhanger to like I can't wait till episode 10, and I love how they changed it up because like usually episode 9 is the big episode of Thrones, and then you clean it up like all right, well. We're gonna save that for episode 10 and make you wait 2 years, So,
yo, I was so mad. I saw that and it was like, yeah, we gotta wait till. I was like,
2024 is not coming.
I'm like, what? What?
Bro,
depressing. Bro, I'm gonna reread the books, and I gotta now watch Game of Thrones from season 1 to the end just because to get my fix. Seriously. I have to.
Oh my god. Are we at least getting Rings of Power next year, or is that fucking 2024? What the fuck? Like, come on, man! I need my epic fantasy shit.
They're not starting to.
And I feel like I've watched all the lore. I feel like I've watched all the lore that I can watch at this point. Like you can't watch any more.
Just lore, like, yo, I'm tapping out. I'm good. I got my fill. I need a little break. I need to walk around, do some laps.
Seriously. Can we get Invincible next year? That's what I want.
What are we doing next year?
Invincible.
Oh yeah, Invincible.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I hope we get that back soon. That'll be good.
Invincible's hopefully very soon.
I forgot Invincible came back like last year.
What?
I'm going to start reading the books very soon.
You do it, man. Those comics are amazing.
They are
really good.
I fell down the Invincible wormhole.
And
I was just
Did you read it, Justin?
I didn't read it. I just saw it on YouTube, and I was like, I watched the show. Let me just watch the lore or whatever. And I was like stuck in front of my TV for like probably like 4 or 5 hours.
Oh my god! Like when I finished reading it, I was like, yo, I love this fucking comic. I fucking flew through it. It's like 20 something it's like 20 something trade backs. And I flew through it. And I was telling the guys, I was just like
144 issues.
It's so good. It is
like, as good as the cartoon is, the comic is so much better.
And then you hate Omni-Man, and then you love Omni-Man, and it's just like, what is going on in this book? And then you learn about the Viltrumites, and then God damn.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend reading it.
So good.
Yeah, I got like I said, I saw all of that on like YouTube and stuff like that. So I'm like, damn, maybe I should try to get into these books. One of my men is really into it too. He's been telling me to read it for like maybe like a few months now. So
I know it's off topic, but I don't know if you guys can hear me. V told me my mic's a little off.
Okay. It's a little bit better.
Okay. So you guys saw the new Wakanda Forever trailer or no?
Of course.
Yeah.
The new one where we got Namor flying. Yesterday. Oh, I didn't see the one from yesterday. I saw the one from like a week.
I saw Namor flying. Yeah. No, we got Guardians today. The new Guardians trailer came out.
And we got Quantumania. Was that yesterday?
Quantumania yesterday. Yeah.
And then we got Wakanda Forever trailer yesterday too.
Really? I gotta look it up. I didn't know there was a new one.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Let me look this up. Because
did you guys see? You guys saw Black Adam?
Yeah.
Not yet. I think I'm gonna watch it later.
I went to the movies.
Definitely worth the watch.
And they had a preview of Wakanda Forever. the whole fucking, like, if you're sitting in the movie theater, there's the screen in front of you.
Oh, I did see
side of the movie theater also was flashing the continuation of like the trailer. So you were like engulfed in like Wakanda, like the way they did that shit. I was like,
so
what the
for a trailer?
They showed
just a trailer. Early showing.
Just the trailer. Just the trailer.
They showed this trailer that Flacco talked. They showed this trailer when I watched Black Adam.
Yeah.
Because I quick scrolled through it just now. It's the same one I just.
That's the one.
Yeah, then I've seen it.
It's really fucking there.
Trailer for what? Flacco, what was it?
For Black Panther.
When Namor is like, he's like, yo, the Black Panther's dead. He was a protector of the city. Bro, like, I started watching that show. I was just like, oh my fucking Lord.
Right.
Yo, Namor, like, without any context, and I haven't like read the comics, but like everything that I've seen where he basically says, "What's up" to Sue, like in front of Reed, like this man is bold as shit. Like I cannot wait.
Is epitome of asshole. Like he's an asshole character, but he's the one that you love to hate.
Yeah.
But at the same, he's his character in the comics. If they do it like the comic books, he's a very arrogant. He knows his power. He knows his role. He knows he's king. Ain't nobody telling him shit, kind of thing.
So if you look at the comics, they have him in vibranium armor.
I don't know how they're going to switch it for the MCU world. Yeah. Honestly, if he has vibranium, it would be because it's underwater vibranium that he has access to. Because anything in the water is his.
You watch trailer or no?
Yeah, I saw Black Adam, so I know which trailer you're talking about now.
Okay, so when who was it? Not Killmonger. What's
M'Baku?
Yeah. Yeah. When M'Baku like hits him with his staff, it breaks against him, and he's like, yo, he has vibranium all over him, and they're like, oh my god, he has vibranium.
I wouldn't be surprised at that. I mean, because we'll see how it goes. I've heard things that it could entail Doctor Doom. It could. There's a lot of things that they're speculating at, so I'm kind of like not overthinking it. When it comes out in a couple weeks, I will be in the theaters.
Yeah.
That way, I don't get any kind of like misconceptions of it.
We'll be talking about it as soon as that movie drops.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of upcoming weeks, next week we're talking Werewolf by Night for our Halloween episode, more or less.
Yes.
I have not watched it yet. I'm going to watch it this weekend.
Good.
Okay.
I've heard like good things.
It was good too.
Good.
Like I heard a couple mixed things at first, and then everyone else has just been like, "Yo, it's good." And I'm like, "Okay,
it's good. It's cool."
I heard it's interesting. It's worth a watch. It's classic. It's different. I haven't watched it yet though. So
yeah, it feels exactly like a classic
like
horror
Vincent
movie.
Price, like kind of era.
And it was really interesting in how they're able. So like they were able to get away with the gore because it's black and white because you can't show the red. Like they took it to the limit with what they got to show the movie, and it's cool, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a good watch, man. You'd enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Like I know we were all like, what the fuck is Marvel doing when it first released, and then it released, and it was like, all right, I'm all right. This is cool. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
In Feige, I trust. I keep saying it. In Feige, I trust. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys. So V, you saw it. Laura, you saw Black Adam. Did you see it, Justin? Flacco? You guys?
No, I didn't see it yet. I'm probably gonna check it out. I was on my list to check tonight.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I
honestly wouldn't mind doing an episode on it. Like
we have that scheduled with Black Panther.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I got to see it. We got to have someone watch the kids because they're not going to sit through that. So
no. I also will say, without like it's not a major spoiler, the Justice Society, so good. Like honestly,
how is Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate? Like
he was good.
Really?
I have a quick question.
Listen, I don't follow DC comic books, so I got nothing to compare it to. But it was all right. It was good enough. That's all I'm saying.
Who watched all of the Justice League Unlimited and like have seen like all the iterations of like Dr. Fate, and I'm like a fan. I was like, dude. But can we talk about Aldous Hodge fucking playing Hawkman so fucking well? God damn.
Wow, I didn't think that guy's a good actor at all.
Aldous Hodge, fuck out of here. respect that dude's name.
I will.
Honestly, I've seen him in Leverage. That's where you gotta start from. But he's been like doing so much work.
It was better than Eternals.
Crushing it. He has been crushing it. Like honestly, I kept turning to my bro. I was like, "Yo, he knows how." Like he knew the character. Like everything, all of his mannerisms, all the reasons why you like love him and hate him. I was gonna
ask.
Perfect.
The Hawkman character is if he's just like that in the actual comic.
Yeah. He's absolutely an arrogant asshole. You want to punch in the face.
Okay.
I'm not gonna watch.
Like that's who he is. Like,
you know what's great about having a superhero movie like this is that you don't have to fucking connect it to nothing. So you can do what you want. You just do what you want.
And
like,
they
you know what?
Connected to a lot, and it was well done. Like
that's good.
Honestly, I'm proud of The Rock.
Did it connect with a lot? Did it really connect with a lot?
Well, okay. So hold on. Out of 5.
Enough.
Law, out of 5, what do you give it? Out of 5, without spoiling anything, just out of 5.
You want to say 5?
Do you?
Part of me would give it the 5.
Wow.
I give it a 3.5.
But I think I would probably end up giving like a 4, or 4.5.
If I'm comparing it to other DC movies, a 5.
Okay, it's better than the Batman.
No.
But that's
to me the Batman is like a 5.
So
yeah, you're right. Okay, you get a 4.
Adam, Black Adam like is it like the way it does the movie perfectly does like the big theatrical like fuck him up like show powers whatever the case is. CGI the way it's like right where. You know, in the Batman, we get the whole like broody, like detective, like the things that we've always been wanting. So, like this, I was just like,
it was like a Superman movie.
Exactly. It felt really good. It felt like I was watching Justice League Unlimited, and I was just here like this, like I was as a kid. And honestly, that's all I've been wanting from DC is like make me feel like I felt when I was watching the Bruce Timm shit. Because if it's not that, like, that's my end all be all pinnacle of the Justice League is that era.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying, Lo. I think it's the reason why the scores are so different on Rotten Tomatoes, where like the critics are giving it shit and the audience is giving it so high. Because as a fan of just this genre, I walked out of that theater saying that was a good time. Yeah. That was a good time. I had a good time. As a person who's looking for depth and story and character development, I walked out feeling like a critic. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
I just think you shoot yourself in the foot going into it thinking you're going to get that.
Yeah, that's the problem. Right? That's the problem.
Yeah. One, you have to understand that Black Adam is a very self-contained story and character. While he is interacting with a lot of people throughout like his runs, he is a very self-contained character. Like if you hear his origin story, it makes sense how they did it.
How close are they to the origin story in the movie?
They change certain like origin stuff of like here and there. Like I can't say it without but they changed certain aspects of origin, but they kept true to a lot of certain features, and essentially he's very close to a Namor in the like anti-hero. You don't know what side of the spectrum he's gonna fall on, that kind of thing. That's the reason why like it didn't really need a great story. It didn't need some like fucking don't give me like a Martin Scorsese epic. I don't need that. I literally need what happened, why the fuck is he here, why are they here, and what the fuck are they gonna do about it? That's it. And it hit those notes.
Yep. Blanco, what you thought?
I didn't watch it yet. So Teos, I'm gonna ask one simple question, and this is gonna decide if I watch this movie or not. How do you feel about Titans?
Me?
HBO series.
How did I feel about Titans?
Yeah.
Best show ever.
I stopped watching Titans after what? Season 1? I want to say.
I can't fuck with the movie.
Hold on.
Nah, Titans is fucking dope.
Titans is good, except they lack in certain things. See, if you're a comic book reader, they fuck up a lot.
I know, but
like the casting for Batman aggravates my soul. They should have not had Jorah Mormont from Game of Thrones as Batman. That dude is way too old to play Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
As someone again, a lot of my comic book history is like I grew up on the cartoons, so like a lot of that got me into comics later on. I watched Titans and I was like, all right, I'll give this a shot. And as it progressed, it just left me going, eh. And after they left the hospital and like everything burned down, I forget, like that might even be like mid-season 1. And I was just like, I'm done.
You didn't give it a shot then, because it gets better.
It does get better. I thought the last season was really good. When is the new season coming?
You guys, we've had this discussion of the it gets better. I don't give me the it gets better. I hate the it gets better. Give it to me now or don't give it to me at all. I don't care about that. Like, if you change so much that it doesn't make sense, or like I'm not invested enough to care. Why do I care 2 seasons now?
True.
I get it.
Like the Arrowverse did Crisis on Infinite Earths and all this other shit, and I was like, cool. Have I watched Crisis on Infinite? Absolutely not. Will I? Absolutely not. You know what I did do? I watched the snippets. I watched John Constantine talking to Lucifer, and I watched this like little things like that. Cool. Did I watch fucking Kevin Conroy show up in Batman armor? Hell fucking yeah. Am I watching the whole thing? Hell fucking no.
Titans was good though. It's a very well action-packed show. It makes what we expect in today's world of these type of heroes if they existed today, kind of thing. And I think they make it more realistic there.
Bothered me in the beginning as well. Him and Raven both bothered me like so much in the beginning.
Who, Dick Grayson?
Yes.
Really?
They casted him well, but he doesn't. I'm not going down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
An hour and a half into the show, we are not going down this rabbit hole.
Okay. So we kind of diverted. We kind of diverted from Hot D. Any takeaways from Hot D that we want to add to?
I'm ready for the next season.
I'm ready for the next season. Aemond, like, fuck him, but damn, like that was a power move, and I respect it.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that they made Damon
watching the pieces fall up.
I didn't like the fact that they made Damon
right. That snap. Oh, it was. That was ridiculous.
The arms and the wing flying. I was like, yeah, they did that. That was kind of crazy.
I was actually surprised that they made it seem like it wasn't intentional.
Yeah, I was surprised about that.
That was good.
Flocka, what were you saying before?
I didn't like the fact that they didn't make it seem intentional.
Yeah.
Aemon definitely wanted to kill his nephew.
Yeah.
I hated the fact that they didn't bring out when one of Lord Baratheon's daughters said that
do you have one ball?
Did he take out your eyes or he took out your balls?
Yeah.
And that's what pushed him to like go forward.
Right.
But I do feel like Damon the scene inside his hole, I feel like Damon played the shit out of that, bro. He really, I thought he was going to stab Shorty. I thought it was over for him. I thought it was going down right there. And I read it,
and he would have if what's his name didn't say stop, not in my hall, he would have done it. He would have done it there.
I was like, what's up?
So what's interesting too, so like because the last episode it leaked, right? So like everyone was going nuts, and so one of the things I didn't watch it, but I saw like people were talking about how they changed it for how it was like Aemon didn't want it and it was like an accident, so it's kind of like that's kind of odd in like using that language from the leak, right. and then you watch it and you see like what's going on. You see that that you see that Luke's dragon tries for some fucking reason. Fired Vagar. And Vagar's like, oh, what a nice little tan. Nice little tan over there. Little aftershave. Right. And then Vagar comes in and is like, a word, bro? Okay, that's what we're gonna do. And
I think it was less like, not that he didn't want to kill him, it was more shock that like, oh, it's gonna happen now. It was one of those things like he wanted to scare him. He wanted to scare him, and he would have, if at some point down the line he were to kill him, he would have made it, one, a spectacle. Two, he would have made it something where like he's toying with him. that was out of his hands. And
also, Eamon isn't stupid. Like, we know this from they played into this, that Eamon is not stupid. He's like, he was like, I should be king. I do all the studying. I do all this. I will they give you that an episode before, and then they give you this. You know he's not stupid. He knows like he's gonna threaten him. He's gonna do all this, but he knows he's a messenger. Let me scare the kid. And then then you lose control of the dragons. People are talking, some people are talking about how like the dragons feed off of your emotions. So Luke was scared, so that's why Cyrix attacked. And then Eamon had that urge to want to do it, but is holding back. And then Vagar's like, all right, well, I'm a war dragon. I've been burning motherfuckers since before you were born for about 100 years. I'm not gonna let some little shit do this to me and not not do anything about it. So I think it's
got out of control.
It adds that complexity to it. And like, we know as the viewer, and I think that's what's interesting about the book, is that we know as the viewer that it was like an accident, but what's the world going to know? And then that's going to give us that canon of what the book gives us. Right.
You got to learn a zigzag or something, man. He didn't even try to move. He just was just.
Well, he was like, he didn't know. What was cool though is like they talk about it. So like in the book, they say like, his dragon isn't, his dragon is faster, more nimble. So like he goes into the crevices and does like the Millennium Falcon, right? And then he's dipping and dodging, but he's not that experienced. So like once he's so much younger, gets up in the clear and you see like the bright sky, he's like, oh, I can breathe. When you should have just had your head in the swivel. Because he has that ability to bank and
move out of his way,
but he just wasn't experienced enough, and it was a tragedy in of itself. I mean, this whole Civil War is tragedy after tragedy.
Yeah,
because like the repercussions of this is a tragedy, and like it's just,
that's what's about to happen. In the book, was it a dark and stormy night? Like
Storm Men is always stormy. That's a. Okay. It's always stormy.
So because I was watching something about like remember the episode when Luke is younger, he's trying to climb up. Was it Luke or was it Eamon? Remember that kid that was trying to climb? It was Eamon.
It was Eamon trying to get to Vagar.
And they showed how slippery the ropes can get, the reins can get, and they were showing that. So they were saying
that thought of him having to tie himself onto his dragon.
Okay.
Hold on to that detail that Aemon learned. As a kid.
Okay.
Hold on to that detail. It'll pay off in like 3 years.
Because what they were saying is that the reason why like an experienced writer like that, for example, can't control his dragon the same way because of how slippery those reins can get. So if Luke isn't experienced enough and this dragon felt fear and this kid was afraid, the dragon's reaction is to attack because we're afraid. So he lets out this fire. Yeah. Now, again, Eamon probably was angry at the fact that this motherfucker did that.
Your instinct is out of fear is like self-defense.
So the giant dragon now comes over and says, "Fuck this kid, fuck this little dragon. I'm gonna bite the shit. I'm not even gonna shoot fire at them. I'm just gonna bite these motherfuckers. Like that's what I'm gonna do. They don't even deserve fire."
Is this the first time we see a dragon kill this way?
Yeah. On air, it's our first dragon on dragon.
Because I think we've only seen the dragons burn people.
Yeah. Right.
Or we've seen them get killed with the spear or get hit with those spears. What were those guns that they use in Game of Thrones?
Oh,
the big guns.
Yeah.
That's the only time we've seen them get injured.
But we've never seen them bite, like just attack with a bite or something.
Not trebuchet.
I've never seen them bite another dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Vega was like, it's not worth it. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. He's not even.
She's like, listen, fire. I got gastro heartburn issues. I can't be wasting my fire on this thing.
Dog.
My thing, how do you take out? Because just the scope, the size of Vagar, and the amount of dragons they have, I don't think it's still enough to take out this dragon.
So I honestly think it becomes a numbers game. It's only because me and Tone play D&D. It's like, you, as powerful as you are, there's gonna be numbers. Like we'll lose people, sure, but if we play our numbers and we keep attacking, there's only but so long you can keep up at top performance, trying to outmaneuver and try to keep yourself alive while everyone else and their mother is gonna for you.
It's like that whole thing of like, it doesn't matter how fast the car is, it's about the driver inside the car. Yeah. And I almost feel like, yes, that dragon is huge, but who's riding that dragon? I think if Damon comes on a dragon with the same amount of anger, with the same amount of angst, I don't think that I think that he can hold his own with that big ass,
especially
dragon.
if he's getting this other dragon.
Right. That evens it out a little bit. Just the experience that he has on that dragon versus the experience that this young kid has, I think will make the difference. Yeah. Because to be honest, I mean, the Luke managed to avoid him to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He managed to get down and he was quicker and whatever. You know what I mean? He was nice with it, but
they got calm.
He got calm. Yeah. He slept on the fact that
the dragon.
Yeah, I honestly would have kept in those things and just kept like dodging and weaving
all the way home, bro. All the way home.
So my peeps, I gotta break out.
We gotta wrap.
We're wrapping up anyway.
All right, cool.
Oh wow.
Wait, unless you got anything else, Justin, go ahead.
Nah, man, nothing else, man. I want to really thank you guys for allowing me to be on you guys' show. I'll do it again. I'm definitely going to check out what's this Black Adam.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna check it out, and I'm gonna watch the werewolf joint, and I'm gonna let Val know if I'm ready, if I'm up on it. I'm really up on my Game of Thrones, so it's like I was like, yeah, I could do this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make sure I'm paying attention. So I can really.
But even listen, you don't even have to be
add to the show.
You don't even have to be like full on immersed, right? Like
right.
we have folks that come in from. Yeah, like George just fucking bullshits the whole time, right? So, and then we had another one of our friends of the show, right? We had another friend of the show who does not watch Game of Thrones: The House of the Dragon, and he was talking with us while reading the fucking episode summaries,
the Wikipedia.
So, in all seriousness, if you want to jump on and talk about something that we're talking about, we're more than happy to have you on, and it's all about just the whole idea of our show. And what we want to replicate is like the conversation we would all just have coming together in the lunchroom or waiting at a bus stop or at a train station and just talking about the shit that we all saw. And it doesn't matter if like you're super into it or you're just getting into it. It's just to have a good time.
Yeah. Man. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate
Thanks
it,
for making the time with us, guys.
Yeah,
definitely.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
It's been a wonderful show. It's been a great time. I appreciate you guys. It's your boy Law.
Your boy Tone from across the hall.
And of course, Vmac, last but not least, tune in next week, guys. We have our Halloween episode. We will be talking Werewolf by Night and probably some extra scary movies. I don't know. We'll see what we'll add to the plate.
All right, guys.
Have a
good night.
Later, guys.
To our guests, thank you. To our watchers,
thank you, George.
Got you guys later.
Bye.